Do you have any idea what's underneath this sheet?
I've no idea.
A cube.
Could be a big box of chocolates.
I heard there's a cake. Maybe that? I don't know.
I think it is a computer.
What makes you think that?
I may have already seen it before.
Oh goodness me.
Oh wow, it's not going to jump out at me.
I've seen people turn these into fish tanks. Vintage.
Ooh, original Mac.
It's heavy though.
Then I meant to do my weight training with this thing, good God.
What's the very first thing that goes through your mind when you see this computer?
Wonderful.
I do remember when they were like this big, but not that tiny.
Can you believe that this is the kind of machine that Paul Heaver would have started the whole company on?
Would it be rude to say yes?
And this is a really out there question. What have I told you that this computer was a time machine?
Ooh. Time machine.
So Paul, can you tell me a bit about the history of Streets Heaver?
Why don't I show you? I started just with myself and someone that had previously worked with me who switched company and joined me in the setup, although we're not any longer part of Streets. We've maintained the name. We were originally set up as a management consultancy. The 80s was really the period that computing was just beginning. PCs had not been invented and most companies were implementing mini computer systems. We were approached by Streets to attend to the Bromhead Hospital, where they were wanting to have a complete review of all their hospital systems. At this stage of computing, people were able to write systems faster than in the past by using what was called fourth generation languages. All these systems were written to run on the Unix operating system.
I would like to go to the medieval period. That's the era that fascinates me the most. I wouldn't like to stay there for long, just you know, a couple of hours. I've seen enough, and then come back to now. It was too problematic then. There's too many wars and diseases. But I'd like to see how it was like back then.
Back in the 90s, I was very into Volkswagens and Golf GTI and things like that. Back then the computers seemed really quick. We had 286s and one small PC was used as a server. As I was involved in the migration from Unix to Windows, and that was obviously a big move that we had to make, redeveloping in a new language and learning the Windows architecture. It was a progression really from CompuCare being in a private hospital to CompuCare being the billing engine in a PPU. We got to the point of when we sold it on to another hospital and then another and another, but you could see that is the start of our journey.
In terms of the 2000s era and going global, my memory would be some work or clients that we had within Ireland and also within Malta. Looking at the early 2000s, we were just moving it towards a 32-bit application, which meant that it was starting to look a little prettier than it used to. We were starting to build up a client base of sort of very small private hospitals, as well as picking up some of the NHS clients that were using us from a billing perspective. We also had our integration with what's now known as the NHSE referral services. We had a lot of NHS work in the likes of Great Ormond Street and Imperial and the Royal Marsden. It was quite significant for us then to start winning business that we might not have ordinarily have been considered for.
I'd go back.
Where would you go to?
Probably like summer holidays as a kid, because that was always fun times.
Would you like to go to the future?
No, we'll leave that. We'll leave that as what it's going to be. I don't want to know.
I think we'd probably been in this building maybe about a year when I started working here. It gave us the opportunity for more collaborative spaces. It gave us the opportunity to have our teams probably working closer together. Towards the end of the 2010s, we probably had about 45 people or something, maybe 50 people. I remember having conversations with people at the time and say things like, oh, it's our 30th anniversary this year, and they'd be like, no, you must have got that wrong. Like, a software company hasn't been around for that long. So I think when we hit that 30-year mark, we'd started to expand a lot, and we'd started to kind of get to those points where we were thinking about not as a small business, but as a business that did need to think about its culture, that did need to think about its structure and its processes and things like that. When I first started working here, I was the only woman who worked in the support team. You look around the business now and that's completely different, but having more women in technology is massively important. A few of us here and some external people have created a Women in Tech meetup group. We meet up once a month and have different speakers, people joining from loads of different companies around Lincoln.
Here we are in the present day. I think unfortunately the bit that defines it is probably COVID, but also how that just reaffirmed all of the stuff that we were doing was right. Actually, we all went home one day and everything worked. We had to speed up some of our stuff around breaking into smaller teams that we'd already got planned, but we didn't have to change the business. We've been very lucky to be successful in a number of awards, both locally and nationally. I think the one that sort of stands out is the Family Business Award, also a big milestone for us in terms of our commitment to our employees was becoming the certified B Corp. We want to look at how we can broaden our horizons, but ultimately the success of the business is based on the relationship we have with the current customers. Heaver is going to be quite important moving forward. It's going to allow people to automate and take away a lot of those tasks that are very admin heavy. I think it's going to enable clients to scale and be able to do more with the resources they've got. I'd like to think that people stay here so long because they've found their place and they've found their tribe, really.
Seeing how our customers are enthusiastic about our products and what we do as well, that's what makes it worth it.
Been here 36 years and it's where I want to remain, yes.
Yeah. The company has been my major focus and it is my life over the last 40 years.
I kind of believed you something was going to come on then.